Welcome to the RavensSpace on YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is RavensSpace Daily, where we talk about Baltimore Ravens news every single weekday. This is the last video of the week. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this week. I want to give a special shout out to our Patreon supporters. If you're not subscribed yet to the RavensSpace on YouTube, please subscribe. We have 3 great news stories. We're going to hop right in, but the first news story is sad and disappointing. So let's just jump in. And the first news story of the day talks about the Ravens tight end Darren Waller and his suspension from the NFL for the 2017 season. It's super disappointing, right? Because he was supposed to be a young player that took the next step. I'll give you guys some insight on what happened. If you guys don't know, Darren Waller is a tight end who last year was suspended for 4 games for violating the NFL's drug policy. And of course, it's not steroids, it's weed, marijuana. And so since he got caught again, the next level is to be suspended for a year. And I think this spells the end for Darren Waller. You can't have players like this that don't care about the team. And when you do things that you know will hurt the team, and when you do things that you know will hurt the team, and you keep on doing them, I don't think that makes you a good teammate, and I don't think that makes you a player that should be on the Baltimore Ravens. And that's just my opinion, but I really do feel that's true. So he's going to be suspended for the whole entire year, and he'll lose pay, about $600,000 worth. And it's just a lesson for him that he has to be more professional. For you guys that don't know, the NFL doesn't do random marijuana tests. The players know when they're going to get tested, right? They have a calendar that shows the month, right? So to be honest, smart players can do it and still pass those tests. But Darren Waller wasn't able to do it. He had problems in college also with marijuana, and now you see those problems still a factor. And this is something that shows you that, you can be talented, but if you just can't make the right decisions, there's no spot for you in the NFL or on the Baltimore Ravens. So I do think that this spells the end for him. I don't think that he'll be back when his contract expires, because he's still developing. He's so raw, but he keeps on making mistakes like these that prevent him from taking the next step in the NFL. So let me know what you guys think about this. Are you disappointed in Darren Waller? A lot of people don't care about weed, right? I'm in that camp, right? I don't care about people doing weed and other things or whatever. But when it hurts the team and you're doing it when you know it hurts the team, that's a step too far for me. Hopefully that's a step too far for the Baltimore Ravens. And then the next story of the day comes from the NFL and NFL.com, and it talks about the top middle linebackers of all time. And this is a story that made me upset. So Gil Brandt of the NFL, I like his articles. He does some great features on there. But this article I thought was a little off. So he rates every linebacker in NFL history. And at number 8 is Ray Lewis. Now, I was very disappointed in this. I can't see Ray Lewis being number 8 on this list. Now, in my opinion, Ray Lewis is the best linebacker of all time. He is a great linebacker at the run, and he was also a great linebacker as the NFL started to progress into more of a passing type of game. But I'll read you guys the linebackers in front of him and give you my opinion. Bobby Bell is great, not better than Ray Lewis. Derrick Brooks, great, but Derrick Brooks, from what I remember, when he was going to the Hall of Fame, he wasn't an automatic Hall of Famer. He wasn't a stand up, say his name and sit back down type of guy. Ray Lewis is. Ted Hendricks, great player. Again, not Ray Lewis. Ray Nitschke, one of the old school guys, played in the league for a while. Again, not Ray Lewis. Now, when you start getting to these players, the players they have here, you can make arguments, right? Dick Butkus. I'm not going to disagree with Dick Butkus, right? If you are a Chicago Bears guy, Dick Butkus is your guy. Dick Butkus is your guy. There's nothing I can do about that. Derek Thomas, not Ray Lewis. I mean, Ray Lewis is the greatest of all time, in my opinion. I love Ray Lewis. And I might be biased, I'm a Ravens fan, but it's Ray Lewis, right? And the number 1 is Lawrence Taylor. I'm not going to disagree. If you are one of those guys who grew up in that period, Lawrence Taylor is your Ray Lewis. So let that be that. But to have Ray Lewis at number 8, I think is very, very low. And I'm super interested what you guys think I've never seen a linebacker as dominant as Ray Lewis. Now, I was not, watching football when Lawrence Taylor was at his prime, but again, to have Ray Lewis at number 8 is shocking to me. I definitely would have had him as a top 3 middle linebacker of all time. And today's a special episode on Friday because it's a slow news day. I have 2 mailbag questions. So the first question comes from Jack, and Jack asks, other than Nick Mangold, what offensive lineman do you think the Ravens can potentially pick up? Thank you so much for your question. Now, I was looking at this. You said other than Nick Mangold, so I'm just gonna go away from center because to me, if you go center and not Nick Mangold, you kind of lost. I think he's the best right now. But at outside tackle, especially for right tackle, I think there's a guy out there right now named Ryan Clady who can play football and can be consistent if you give him help and you help scheme him up. I think Ryan Clady in his heyday was very, very good. I think he's fallen off since then, but I think he's an upgrade on James Hurst. And I really, really do think the Ravens should look into him. Problem is that he's one of these guys that's going to be very expensive. And because of this, it might affect, what teams want to give him. I don't think the Ravens right now, he turned down $10 million from the Jets. I don't think right now the Ravens can give him that. I think that for the Ravens, he may come down because the Ravens is a great culture. Again, he gets to play with other great linemen, and the Ravens always have a chance, right? They'll always, with a week left, 2 weeks left in the season, they'll always be in a chance to be a playoff team. So again, I think in my opinion, to answer your question, I would say that my choice would be Ryan Clady. I think the Ravens should, do their homework on him and if he'll come down in price. So thank you so much for your question, Jack. We'll move on to the next question that comes from Blue. And Blue asks, who do you think is going to be Flacco's reliable target now that Pitta is gone? The answer is Danny Woodhead. Danny Woodhead is going to catch so many balls from a running back. I think he'll lead the NFL in running back receptions. And it's just because that he's a great, great running back. And Joe Flacco has shown us that when pressure comes, he has no problem getting it to the flat and getting it to the running back. And I think that is what's going to happen for Joe Flacco and the Baltimore Ravens, that Danny Woodhead will become a comfort blanket, and that's where we'll see, them hot routes get thrown to instead of in the past when they were getting thrown to Dennis Pitta. So thank you so much for your question, Blue. And my answer to your question is Danny Woodhead. He'll catch so many passes as a running back, and he'll be the comfort blanket for Joe Flacco. And that's the end of the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching the RavensSpace on YouTube. Please subscribe to the RavensSpace. Also, check out our different social media and our Patreon page. Again, thank you guys so much, and go Ravens.